Keith.
I'm sorry. No!
No!
Oh, my goodness!
It's so bad. Welcome to Y2 Heyday, where we deep dive on something from the 2000s. Sometimes it's the 90s, but today is deeply 2000s coded. And the week that was 2012, which sounds a bit late, but stick with me. April 4th was when One Tree Hill wrapped up. We said farewell to One Tree Hill.
I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. As someone who worked in commercial radio, that fucking song, I mean, like it's a banger, don't get me wrong, Gavin DeGraw. But it just, every time I hear it, it makes me think of One Tree Hill. I am a millennial, if you didn't notice, and this is deep millennial culture.
This is deep millennial culture. So it was 2012 when it wrapped up, this week in 2012, but it ran from 2003. So it was a long-running show. There were 9 seasons. I have to admit, I don't think I ever got past season 5 or 6. Like, I never finished this show.
Because you were not a true fan. So you left when Chad Michael left?
Well, I don't even know that I saw that. Like, I'm not even sure I got to that point. When did he leave? Because I know that he and Hillary Burton left.
Yeah.
And that was huge. But it was like this massive teen show in the 2000s, and it was up against the likes of Gilmore Girls and The OC and all these other shows that I'm sure we'll cover off on this segment that we do. But this was broody.
Oh, God. I loved it so much. It was like broody. They covered topics that seemed like a little bit too far. You know, like OC was like, I don't know. They all had really different vibes.
OC was unbelievable in a different way of like money.
Yeah.
They had money.
That's true, yeah.
Whereas this was like, fuck. Chad Michael Murray as Lucas Scott was so emo. And didn't girls love that? But he was emo and blonde. Like.
Can that even happen? Is that even real? He left in season at the end of season 6. So I must have got
to like season 5.5,
I reckon,
maybe.
Yeah, I reckon you got to 5, and I reckon you ditched. And
yeah.
Look, I will say, as a fan of the entire thing, once you get to 5, you go, oh, we're really losing it. We're really losing it. But like those first 3 seasons before the big moment. Those first 3 seasons, and I'm sure we're going to cover the big moment, but that like everyone talked about. Like even if you didn't watch the show, you know this. The show was like red hot. First 3 seasons, red fucking hot.
My mum called this the show with the eyes because there was a lot of just shots of people looking. A long time at each other, like broody looking at each other. The boys would just look at the girls and the girls would just look at the boys, and they would just like hold that shot. It was so CW of the
because
time.
They wanted to
CW.
fill the script without a script. You know what I mean? Like fill those 40 minutes that you had to fill for the 400 episodes of a season.
And this is the thing, right? You would have like a 24 episode season and the episodes are like 45 minutes. How much you could get in a 45-minute episode. It was every single episode was a story, and then the whole season was a story. So there was, I've got like, Lucas is in love with Peyton. And anyway, I got the first trailer. I thought we could watch the first trailer together because this is what got us all, like this is what made us all go, yeah, I better watch this.
The WB's New Tuesday proudly presents the series premiere of One Tree Hill.
I got a little bit
Behind the rumors of a small town lies the truth about 2 strangers. One was given a life of privilege. The other was never given a chance.
Just got her last name, Dad.
We
you want? What do you want?
Shivers up
I mean,
my
other than my
Same.
girlfriend.
Now they are
Hate
about
this
to
girl.
find out
Oh!
they are brothers.
Never mentioned me, man. Not once in all these years.
Looks good from behind.
You like this guy or something?
Chad Michael Murray, James Lafferty, MTV's Hillary Burton. And now the WB presents the series premiere of One Tree Hill.
You absolutely should watch it again. Like, I know I heard you whisper that during that, but you should absolutely watch it again. I watched it a couple of years ago from start to finish, and if you're in Australia, it's currently on the streaming service Stan. So if you want, because it took me so long to find it.
Yeah.
And I had to watch it on like a free streamer with these terrible ads, and I still pushed on because I loved it. And it's just a great like go to bed show. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to think too much. But I just like you, I got the shivers down my spine thinking of these two brothers who knew about each other. This like
same school,
same
everything,
school,
but they're different. Like that, it's different. Different mums, same dad. But dad's rich, but didn't give anything to Lucas, but Nathan got everything. And so he's the sport rich boy. And then Lucas is the emo one who's like really like close to his mum. His mummy's boy. He's writing poetry. And I'm like, oh my God, I'll fix you. I will fix you all the way up. And then it turns out Nathan's
when you
really
say
hot
fix
and nice
him,
too.
do you mean fuck him? Is that what you mean?
Fix.
Right.
No.
Right.
Lucas, you don't, that's not, no. That is not how I ever
What do
viewed
you mean
Lucas.
no? What do you mean
I know
no?
all the girls did, right? My best friend at the time, my God, she was like sure she was going to marry him in real life. You know, when you're a teenager and you just think about what is the situation that's going to put me in a room with this person that I then get to marry them. Did you do that or is that a girl thing?
No. Oh, you just talk about it as a teenager. I think I did it in my 30s with Callum Scott.
Oh, Callum Scott, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
sure
I
you
think
were gonna meet.
I was like, I think I'm just going to meet this guy, and I was in a relationship at the time, but I was like, no, I'm going to meet this guy, and I'm going to end up with this guy. I just was like, that's going to happen. It didn't. Spoiler alert.
So, look, I don't know if you're watching this and you don't know what One Tree Hill is. That would be so weird to me, but I guess I'll just give you a little, like, you saw the trailer. It was a TV show. It ran for all of those years. Lucas Scott, Nathan Scott, brothers, different mothers. And they grew up in the exact same town, and all of this drama just like starts to follow them when Lucas gets on the basketball team with Nathan. Prior to that, hadn't really had much to do with each other. Like Lucas was down, he was playing Riverside ball, you know, like he's just down on the Riverside court, mate.
Ugh.
And he's got Mouth sitting in the stands doing the
Who has a mouth?
podcast, which is hilarious. Like he was podcasting before podcasting was even a thing. It was set in North Carolina, and the whole crew moved to North Carolina, which is kind of weird because a lot of the time back then, like the OC, you'd be in California, like they'd all be there. But all these young kids, and they were all really young, early 20s. And I think Nathan was the youngest. He was actually only 17 or 18 when it started. And one of my favorite things when you rewatch the first season of this, because I did do that a couple of years ago, but I think I only got through season 1. They're just like acne. They don't blur anything. And I love that. No. And they all have normal teeth. They all have regular teeth.
Yep.
And so all these kids, they're growing up together. Okay, so we have Sophia Bush, who is the popular girl and is best friends with Hillary Burton. And they are like, why are they besties? They shouldn't be. Like, they don't kind of make sense as best friends.
I think it's because classic storyline is they became best friends before they started to you know what I mean? Like they became best friends young.
They were kids.
And then they started to veer off into different paths.
Yes. So Hillary was Peyton with her beautiful, crazy curly hair, but she was also in a relationship with Nathan Scott. played by
bad
James
boy.
Lafferty,
Yep, head of the
who
basketball
has grown
team.
up to marry an Aussie because he has taste in real life. And then Lucas is like obsessed with Peyton. But then Peyton and Brooke are besties, Brooke being Sophia Bush, and Brooke is all of a sudden like, wait, is Lucas Scott really hot? the love triangles, the love squares.
Wait, we're in high school now, and that kid that we've all like made fun of his whole life for being the rejected son from Dan Scott.
Yeah.
Do we want to fix him or fuck him now? Yeah.
We laugh, but that happens because
Yeah.
my friend Michaela and Ross, they're happily married with 2 kids right now. Ross came back from high school, like he came back from year 9 or 10, the big school holidays over Christmas, the 6-7 week one. And when Michaela saw him and he'd gone through puberty, she was like, is Ross hot now? And he's like a hot doctor now. And so she like made the right call there by realizing that he was hot, much like Brooke realizing that Lucas was hot.
Yeah. I think he probably, you know what I mean? Like he probably always would have been good looking, but still.
But it's real life. This is what
it's
we're
real
all
life.
really going
Yeah.
through. We're really realizing that people can be hot and nerdy at the same time. And then there's these side characters like Lucas's mum, Karen, who is played by Moira Rose, who also voices Nala in The Lion King. That's
What?
just a fun fact.
What? Sorry, what? What do you mean played by Moira Rose?
Moira Kelly.
Oh, you said Moira Rose.
Did I say Moira Rose? Sorry, Moira, because she's so amazing as a Moira.
Yeah.
There's so
Yeah.
few Moiras. Moira Kelly. She was Nala in The Lion King.
Did not know that. What a
yeah.
fact. That's a great
Yeah.
fact.
She's a great singer. So there you go. And then there's Lucas's, Nathan's mother, Deb.
Oh, God, I
And
love
they've
Deb.
both had the
Oh,
baby
God.
with Dan, right?
Yep.
They've had Dan, and Dan's a piece of shit.
Fucking Dan
The
Scott's the worst.
storylines around Dan. Okay, and then Dan has a brother, Keith,
Yep.
and Keith supported Karen in
Mm-hmm.
raising Lucas because he's secretly in love with Karen this whole time. This show. Okay, guys, I can't go through it all. There's not enough time. There's one thing I have to point out before we start looking at some of the most crazy things. Pete Wentz is just in this show in like one of the first few seasons. And he's in the show as Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy, and he's dating Peyton for a hot second, which is not good, guys, because Pete's an adult and Peyton's a child in high school. It's not a good
But it's like
storyline.
aspirational. You know what
But
I mean? It's
we were, like,
aspirational.
Fine with it. we were
Yeah,
all
we were
just
so
like,
fine with it. Because it was aspirational. And we're like, they're pop stars. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to go too far with this teenage girl.
they did.
No.
But he's just
no. I don't care what you've
in
heard
it.
about Elvis. That never happened.
Elvis is such a rogue choice.
Oh, yeah. He like had child brides.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Not good. Not good, Elvis.
But it was of the time, guys.
It was of the time. It was of the time, you guys. It was of the time. So some of the things that happened in the show that were absolutely fucking crazy was a school shooting.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
And for them to have put this in a show at the time when really things like this are really happening was quite a bold move. So they introduced this character called Jimmy who brings a gun to school. And they do these flashbacks where Jimmy is in the group with Lucas and Mouth and everyone. Do you think they superimposed him? Or do you think they actually had those scenes?
I think wasn't Jimmy in the group? Wasn't he
I
in
know
the group?
he was in the group. I would need to rewatch and be like, and really pay attention to the background scenes to see if Jimmy was there or if they just superimposed him.
I don't know if they had superimposed, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think
didn't
they
have
might
the
have
button
they might
that
have
goes
refilmed stuff. They might have refilmed some scenes.
Yeah.
Because it would have been easy for them then to they don't have the programs that we have now.
They don't have the AI that
But
we
the
do
Jimmy
now, yeah.
storyline with the school shooting was like insane because the whole school shooting episode was terrifying because we're seeing this stuff on the news, right?
Yes.
And if you're in America and you're a teen and you're watching this show and this kind of like I don't know. It makes it more real. I guess it's something that needs discussion because you need to talk about what happens with these kids when they get to this point. And they could be friends of yours who end up doing this. And so that whole process is incredible. But the storyline itself for like Jimmy is bullied and then he gets a gun because he snaps and he comes to school. And then you think that that's the biggest part of the episode.
Well, and so we see Jimmy pull the gun on himself.
Please. I'm sorry. No! Oh my goodness!
It's so bad.
And the whole time in this scene, so they're in a corridor in the high school with all the lockers, and Lucas is trying to get Peyton out, and they've had a whole thing.
She got shot. She got shot. Right?
And because she got shot, and a lot of emotions were running high. Some stuff happened between Lucas and Peyton in the library.
Well, they kissed.
Yeah,
and bloody Brooke and him were dating at the time.
Yeah, messy. And then you've got Keith the whole time trying to talk Jimmy down. And then Jimmy shoots himself, and you think again. I'm getting goosebumps. And then
all up the back of my head.
Look at the hairs on my arm. And then you go.
I don't make TV like it anymore.
This is crazy. This like Keith's trying to talk him down. He saved Chad Michael Murray. Lucas is out of there. Hillary's okay as well. Peyton's gone. And then the next thing that happens. I don't think I'm still over.
You cannot even imagine being a teenager, which we were. We're like 15 years old, watching this unfold, thinking that's got to be it. It wasn't it. Oh my God.
It wasn't it. He's on it,
what
brother.
The hell?
There's the close-up. There's the close-up.
There's the eyes. There's the eyes. There's the eyes. They're just staring for minutes at a time. Like, Dan's come in and shot his brother, and then he's walked out and he's said Jimmy killed him and then he killed himself. And Lucas is like, Jimmy would never kill. He would never do that. And then there's a whole process of like Lucas figuring out that Dan killed his brother. And by the way, Keith and Karen had just finally admitted to each other that they love each other. Mm-hmm. And then later in the episodes, friggin' Lucas saves Dan's life, and then Karen's really mad at Lucas for saving Dan's life because she's like, Keith didn't get to live. And that's a whole thing. Oh, my face is goosebumpy. My whole face is goosebumpy. It's unbelievable writing.
That storyline of the brothers, so Dan killing Keith, is etched in my brain in a way that I don't know if Like, I'd love to know other generations and what their version of this. Like, I know that before my nan and pop, it would. Yeah. So for my nan and pop, they always talked about the moment where they had friends over, and it was a show called Dallas, and someone shot JR. So JR was this big bad character.
Yeah.
And it was this moment, and I think every generation must have their version of this, like something that's happened on TV. Now, we had it with the OC as well when, spoiler alert.
We'll do it another episode, no doubt.
Okay, right. We won't even talk about it. But, like, these shows have these moments that, like, they somehow break us. You know what I mean? Like, they break us in a way that I don't know if it's good or bad.
Well, it must be, like, good because it makes you keep watching, right? Because you are just hooked after that. You have to know what happens after that.
You still want to eat McDonald's. It doesn't mean it's good for you. I don't necessarily know it's good for you.
Yeah, it's like a sugary carb. But yeah, it is. It really is.
The whole show is batshit, and I know that you've probably got heaps of other things to talk about the show. And like you say, we can't get to all of it, but there's just a couple of notable bits. Like there's a pregnancy scare with Lucas. And I think that happens early in season 1. And his mum, Karen, slaps him.
Sophia Bush,
he's with Sophia Bush. So his mum, Karen, slaps him.
Yeah.
And because obviously she was a teen mum, and then she would like, so it's obviously bringing up all of her stuff. And I just couldn't believe, like, my mum has never slapped me. And I couldn't believe, and I've done a lot of things that deserve a slapping. And I just couldn't believe that she slapped him. Like that, again, visceral moment that lives in my head. Nathan's mum Deb, she goes through so many different phases.
Oh,
like,
Deb, she's an alcoholic at one point.
She's an alcoholic, and then she's like a hoochie mama.
She's slut. Yes.
Yeah. And I love it. It's so good.
My button's undone. What a
Oh, look at you trying to get the views
you,
up.
slutty mum. What about, okay, by the end of season 1, I think it's season 1, fucking Nathan and Haley are married. They're in high school. They're married.
Is that season 1? No, that's got to be.
Is that
season
very
1?
Early. It's super early. They are married
and they had to,
early.
That, which is one of the craziest things is they have to. So there's the Haley's mum and dad in the show. One of them is Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis and the News, by the way, which is a big 80s band. Yeah, also did a song with Gwyneth Paltrow called Cruisin'. So Huey Lewis is her mum her dad in this show, and her mum's actually a really famous actor as well. And I've seen her in a bunch of other shows of the time, and they have to go to the parents and go, hey, I know we're underage, but we're going to get married and we need you to sign this stuff.
Yeah, because she wants to have sex with him.
What the fuck is this?
And she's a Christian.
Yes.
It's so batshit insane. And we're all like, Nathan's going to fuck her over. But actually, Nathan turns out to be the good guy. And Lucas is kind of the scumbag in the end.
Yeah.
And then like I know in the later seasons, I know I didn't really watch it, they start having kids, and then Nathan's basketball career falters because he gets injured, and then he gets depressed.
Yeah.
And then
he cheats.
What about when
he doesn't cheat.
What about when Peyton is convinced by a man online that she has a brother, a long-lost brother?
Oh,
the brother is just a stalker. And she invites him to the house, and then she's like kidnapped. It's this is all happening in one show.
Also, and you've got to be a fan of this show to be keeping up with Courts and I. I'm so sorry if you're not. But and if you're not, go and watch it. Go and watch it from start to finish.
This should be convincing you. This is crazy shit.
Fucking Peyton's dad just goes away and works on rigs for months and months at a time. Just leaves her in the house. She's an only parent.
P.S. What about Jake? The side character of Hot Jake, who's hot as hell playing his guitar.
So hot,
and he's secretly raising a baby because he knocked up a girl and she left. He's secretly raising a baby at home, and that's why he can never come out with Peyton when she wants him to, la la la. Then she's stepmummy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But then Jake has to leave because the real mother is like threatening to come back and steal the baby. It's all coming back. It floods back. Back. And can I say, because we just can't keep going down this path because there's so many storylines.
It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
The storylines off screen were just as insane. Okay, with these cast members. Mm-hmm. Bethany Joy bloody Lenz.
Yeah.
She joined a cult and was married to a man who was stealing like her money and stuff. She was in a religious cult. It's all in her book. I read it a couple of years ago.
She was in a cult?
She was in a cult. She was in a religious cult. She was married really young to this man who, as it turned out, was like siphoning the money from her account. So all this One Tree Hill money, she very rarely saw any of it because it was going back through the church. Whoa. She was fully in a cult. So that's happening with Bethany Joy off screen. And then bloody Chad Michael Murray and Sophia Bush are getting married.
The One Tree Hill alum reflects on his 2-year relationship and subsequent 5-month marriage. Former co-star Sophia Bush.
5 months.
I was a baby.
Classic.
I didn't know
2000s.
Up, down, left, right. You move out there and you go, well, what am I supposed to do now? Get married? That's exciting. Sophia has previously spoken about her relationship with Chad.
So at what point then during the run did you get married?
Oh my God.
Because you were so young.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I was, how old was I? I don't even know. It was like the second season.
Wow.
But everybody's been 22 and stupid, you know?
Right.
Things have changed so dramatically for me since I was a young man that I just try to live in this space always. So I don't think you'll ever find me saying anything negative or hurtful about anybody. So, and that's what everyone really wants ultimately. And that's not. Let's make this world a better place.
These guys from this time of television were so well media trained. Like you can really feel it in the way they talk about each other. They've learned so much. So that's happening because I remember at the time the tabloids running some crazy stories about the divorce. So for those two to now be able to talk about it in that way goes to show that they had to go through a lot of growth and PR. Then you've got Hillary
and deal
Burton,
with people bringing it up for the rest of their lives.
Then you've got Hillary Burton, who is now a witch. She released that book Grimoire Girl, and I'll get back to that soon. But so she's off screen. She's also marrying bloody Jeffrey Dean Morgan, hot as hell.
Oh yeah, the hot dad from Supernatural, and also Denny from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yes. Chasing Cars. Isn't Denny like the reason that Chasing Cars was huge because it was when he died it played?
I can't remember if that was the Chasing Cars, but Izzy had to cut the thing and then it was a whole again we need to talk about Grey's. Oh my God. Chuck that on
You'll
the
have
list.
to do that episode. So Hillary Burton, again, these people, they're constantly asked about this show, and that is what it is when you get a show like this.
Yep.
But she reflected recently on what they were like in terms of being like at these events with OC.
No, we filmed in North Carolina, so we never saw anybody. But at all the award shows and like upfronts and things like that, you would see everybody. And we were nobody wanted us. We were the nerds. Like you would see every other chick get beauty campaigns and things. And we were just kind of the stepchild.
I don't believe that.
No, that's true because the One Tree Hill was always the version that was shit on. Because if you think, let's think in Australian terms, right? People pick their favourites between Neighbours and Home and Away.
Yeah.
And I think in this era for us, the OC and One Tree Hill were very much like you kind of picked one or the other. Whereas I loved both. I really loved both. And I took a little while to get into into One Tree Hill. I didn't watch it until a couple of seasons in. Yeah. So it was one of those shows because I was very much OC, like box set.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So I kind of believe her, and because they were in Carolina,
I guess because they weren't in the town where everyone else was, they weren't in Hollywood. But I will do side note. I love that Hillary Burton does not dye her hair. I love that she's
I was just looking at it saying how beautiful it is.
I think she looks phenomenal. But yeah, so Hillary, she's like a homestead mum, just on the farm now. She bought a candy shop. I think it was a candy shop.
Oh yes.
That was going out of business. She owns it with someone else. And they bought it to save it in the smaller town that they live in. She's got her kids, and then now she's a witch. And then she released the book Grimoire Girl. I never know how to say that. And the front cover, the front cover of the book.
Oh, the Rudds. They own it with the Rudds.
It is the Rudds?
Yeah, with Paul and Julie Rudd.
But it didn't sound right, but okay, it was the Rudds.
Yeah, it's called Samuel's Sweet Shop, and it's owned by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Hillary Burton, and Paul and Julie Rudd.
So Hillary releases her book about being a witch, and then Bethany Joy releases her book about being in a cult, and they had similar vibes, the front covers of these books.
Right.
This was recent. This was only the last few years. And then there was this whole thing where the girls unfollowed each other on the Instagram, and then it looked like they were feuding, and then Bethany said this PR trained.
Fans are speculating that things between you and Hillary are not great, not friends anymore, don't follow each other on social media. I don't want to get too much into it because I know it's like this is your personal life.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you have anything to say about it.
I love Hillary. I have always and will always, and I don't have any problem with her. There have been some bizarre misunderstandings that I really hope we can figure out one day, but I love that girl.
Great media training once again.
Yeah. And I think this is really awkward because they were doing the Drama Queens podcast, which was a rewatch of, you know how a lot of these celebrities now, they go back and rewatch the show together. So they were doing this and it was around the same time that this was happening. So I don't even know if that show's still going.
Once you've watched all the episodes, what more do you have to do?
No, but I don't know that they got through them all.
Oh.
Or maybe they did. Anyway, oh yeah. Ooh, they did. They got through them. They did 302 episodes of that show.
Yeah.
Up until September 24. Maybe that's when they had their fight and then they went, we'll just go.
So what do you think the fight was about? Well, because the books kind of look the same.
The book cover looking the same and Beth's came out after Hillary's already had.
Right.
And then I think Beth's might have done better.
Right. Okay. So Hillary was pissed off about that. But also
Maybe.
You're a witch.
You're a witch. It doesn't matter. So all this drama happening on screen, off screen. And then really recently there was a story that came out that said that Netflix were going to reboot the show. I don't think we should be rebooting shows personally.
No,
I'm not a fan of reboots. I think just leave well enough alone. And this show was well enough. Like, we maybe didn't even need the last couple of seasons. Although we got a little bit more, what's her name? Danielle Ackles, the one married to Jensen Ackles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she was a drug addict and an alcoholic.
Oh, my God. That just reminded me as well. The neighbours.
That whole story, yeah.
And then the lesbian neighbour is like obsessed with Brooke Davis, and now Sophia Bush in real life is a lesbian. How fun. Oh my God, it was like written in the stars. Whoa, there's so much. Anyway, so there was this Netflix was going to reboot it, and a lot of the cast had come out and said great. And then recently at Elton John AIDS Foundation's 34th Annual Academy Awards viewing party, Sophia Bush was there, and she was there with her partner, Ashlyn, and Sophia was asked about it and how good is this PR spin. We have done such great work, and it's been really incredible to see the way every single person in our cast got excited about that phone call, had amazing ideas about where the characters would be, what stories they'd want to explore. I would say we're all very aware of what's happening to media right now and who media is being bought by. And I don't know if any of us are the current media conglomerate's best friends or favourite people, but I'm okay with that. I'm patient of, if nothing else. That's the classiest way I could say it. And then her partner, Ashlyn, steps in and goes, that's a long-winded way of saying you'll have to wait and see. So we got nothing from that.
No, but you know what? It would be as far. Look, I'm with you on the reboots. Yeah. I don't need to see the reboots. But also a little bit more James Lafferty on my screen is not going to be a bad thing.
And this is it. We didn't touch on James Lafferty much in this episode. And I think
that's a real shame.
He's so perfect. And
it's perfection.
We don't need to, what do we have? There's nothing to fix there. His perfection. He's aging
I sent you
like
the photos
the finest of wines.
Of that photo shoot that he did for a specific campaign for a brand.
Oh my God, where he was in the basketball stuff? Like he rebooted his basketball stuff?
Yeah. And it was just
my husband should put that up in the gym. I might use the gym a bit more.
Little inspiration for you. I mean, what a show. What a show. And like you say, the drama off the screen was just as crazy with the drama on the screen.
Oh,
and
salacious.
And as we get older, we now find out all these other things. And it's look, they're all not best friends. And I love that because you can't be best friends with people just because of circumstance. That's just not how it works.
It's like a workplace. Any workplace, you're going to like some, you're going to dislike some.
Yeah, exactly. So they can't all be best friends. But really, in the grand scheme of things, like they aren't out there shitting on each other in the media, which I think is actually crazy because the first thing that any sort of person does these days is gets online and shit can someone.
Yeah.
So, or throws shade or does whatever they can. Yeah. So,
because they're like protecting themselves. Whereas back then, I think it was like a lot harder to get a TV show with a long run and stuff. And so you really protected the entire brand and crew. And whereas now, like, Netflix will just decide on another TV show, you've got another chance to get on a different TV or whatever. Like TV shows now are a little bit more rinse and repeat than they were back then. They were putting the hours in. They were putting the time in.
Oh, yeah. It almost seems criminal.
To 24 episode runs.
Yeah.
It's just these shows were so different to what we have now.
Can I also talk to you about one of the biggest things for the fandom of One Tree Hill was when they couldn't afford to pay Gavin DeGraw the money for the theme song. So there was a couple of seasons there where they just stopped playing the theme song. There were no opening credits and it just went to like a One Tree Hill graphic and the sound of a basketball. And then we see the bridge.
I remember those opening credits and it was always a bit disjointed and I always thought it was because they had so much to fit in that episode they couldn't possibly play the theme.
No.
Wow. Well, they obviously paid him eventually.
Oh, they came back around to the theme song, I think. I think they ended up running it again.
So good. And it's like it's Gavin DeGraw's whole I mean, I love Gavin DeGraw. I walked down the aisle to Gavin DeGraw, not this song. Can you imagine? Walking down the aisle to this song, and I was bouncing a basketball up the bloody aisle. I was like, I don't want to be. So I love him, but also without this, where would he be?
That's true. Like this, I know. And for things like this, like you think about how much Phantom Planet got paid for California.
Oh, two things out of that. What a tune.
For the OC. What a tune.
Secondly, your creek just came out because you just said Phantom.
Oh, Phantom, sorry. Phantom Planet. The creek has to come out once per episode. Otherwise, is it really?
It's in the contract.
Look, what are the moments? What are those bits and pieces? If you are watching this, I'm assuming you saw One Tree Hill. Maybe it spoke to you like it did Courts and I. This is one of those Y2 heydays where both of us was deep in it. Unlike Hannah Montana, where both of us were like, didn't see it, but apparently a lot of stuff happened. So what are the moments for you? Put them in the comments below because I think out of everything, that Keith being shot by Dan will just haunt me until the
Keith.
End of time. And then I think he came back as a ghost for a little bit too, which is always fun when there's a ghost. I love a ghost. Oh my
God, and then Karen moves to New Zealand with the New Zealand guy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
Who's a millionaire. I know.
Who's a millionaire.
And was her teacher because she went back to university. Anyway.
So much.
We don't have time. There's plenty more. Y2 Heyday. We cover so many different things from different years. All nostalgia. I'm going to put them right in front of you and we'll see you in another episode.